Welcome back to Maksim Outdoors. This week we are diving deep into Cherry Springs State Park, a hidden gem within the vast and untamed Pennsylvania wilds. This is our 5th episode in the PA Wild series, and it also marks the 38th state park we've explored on this channel. Maybe if you're not familiar with the PA Wilds, let me paint you a picture. Imagine over 2 million acres of public land stretching across northern Pennsylvania. A sprawling wilderness filled with dense forests, rolling hills, and clear streams. It's a region that offers some of the most unspoiled and breathtaking landscapes on the East Coast. And within this wild expanse lies Cherry Springs State Park, one of the darkest places on the eastern seaboard. Now, when most people think of Cherry Springs, they think of the incredible night sky. And trust me, the real show does begin after dark. The park is renowned for its stunning stargazing opportunities, drawing astronomers and skywatchers from all across the country. On a clear night, the sky comes alive with a dazzling array of celestial wonders. You can see thousands of stars twinkling like diamonds, the Milky Way stretching across the sky in a dense band of light, planets like Jupiter and Saturn shining brightly, and even distant galaxies millions of light years away. It's a place where you can truly feel the vastness of the universe. But Cherry Springs has so much more to offer than just the night sky. This place is steeped in history, named after the black cherry trees that dominate the landscape. Once a thriving lumbering area in the 19th century, it has transformed into a sanctuary for those seeking peace and a connection with nature. We'll be exploring some fascinating historical sites, like an old tavern that harkens back to the park's early days, as well as structures built by the CCC during the Great Depression. And who knows, we might even have a few run-ins with the local wildlife along the way. Also in this episode, I was fortunate enough to be invited by Teddy, aka the Camping Milkman, to camp out at Cherry Springs Campground. It's one of the most sought after and premier campgrounds in the entire Commonwealth. So I'm excited to share this entire experience with you. As we explore Cherry Springs, it's a reminder of how much more there is to see and experience beyond what we know. Under the vast night sky, with the universe stretching infinitely above us, we're reminded of just how small we truly are. In the grand scheme of things, our time on this earth is just a blink of an eye, a tiny fragment in the cosmic timeline. So stay tuned as we uncover the wonders of Cherry Springs State Park and show you that there's so much more to see here than just the night sky. So, enough talking, let's get to hiking. Well, alright folks, welcome back to an all-new episode of Maksim Outdoors, and this week I am going to be taking you to none other than Cherry Springs State Park, probably one of the most requested state parks that I get in the comments. It's going to be state park number 38 for the channel, and I'm going to be meeting up with a good friend and fellow YouTuber, a guy named Teddy. I'll leave his channel down below. But yeah, currently I'm here at beautiful Kettle Creek State Park, just about an hour south of Cherry Springs. So I'm gonna get things packed up here, make the drive up there, maybe check out a few vistas along the way, and try to film what I'm calling the most difficult state park to film, due to it being a night sky park. There really aren't too many hiking trails up there, but I'm gonna do my best to show you what that park all offers. So yeah, come along with me. I'm gonna get packed up, and we're gonna hit the road. So let's get going. All right, well, I'm on the road saying goodbye to Kettle Creek. It's hard leaving this place. If you haven't been here, you guys got to check it out. Kettle Creek is easily one of my favorite state parks after this trip. So yeah, on the road to Cherry Springs. Really excited to meet up with Teddy. He was nice enough to book this campsite and let me crash here for the night. I mean, how cool is that? Big supporter of the channel. I've been talking to Teddy for years, so yeah, pretty excited to sit down and just hang out for an evening with him and check out some stars. So yeah, we're gonna go up there, and there doesn't really seem to be all that much in terms of hiking trails, so I'm gonna go around, probably tell you a little bit about the history. There's an old tavern up there and an old ranger office, so might try to check those out during the daytime. And then, like I said, I have, I think, 4 cameras on me right now. I'm gonna try to set them up in 4 different angles, and hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll see some awesome stars tonight. So we'll see what happens. It's like I said, 2 days after the new moon, so we should have really good we should have a really good opportunity to see some ideal stars tonight. So. Wow, that's all I can say after making the drive from Kettle Creek up to Cherry Springs. Vista after vista, stopped here at yet another. This is Longtoe Vista, and yeah, maybe if you're not a hiker, you could literally just take a cruise up here. One of the nicer drives in all of Pennsylvania. I'm in no big hurry today, kind of just moseying on through. This is my last full day up here in Potter County and the PA Wilds. So yeah, just soaking it in. But yeah, I'll leave you with this view, and then I think we are gonna head into Cherry Springs State Park and do a little hiking. So let's get going. Alrighty, just arrived here at yet another vista. This is Cherry Springs Vista, about 5 minutes outside of the state park. If you look off in the distance though, you can see where we were just about an hour ago. Kettle Creek is way off in the distance. You could see some of the mountains. We were standing up on one of those yesterday. But anyway, I was here a couple days ago. If you missed my episode where I camped at Patterson State Park, I didn't realize when I was here though that there is an old fire tower somewhere back in these woods. So I figured that would be a good start to our Cherry Springs adventure. Check out Cherry Springs Vista and then find the Cherry Springs fire tower. So let's go on a little adventure. All right, well, I was just standing here doing some B-roll, and I don't know if you could see the little friend I made here, but ran into yet another timber rattlesnake during a 4th of July trip, go figure. And he's a pretty cool looking specimen, yellow phase. He's curled up in his defensive mode right now, but yeah, I was literally standing right there. He was maybe 5 feet away from my feet. But yeah, check that out, coiled up. And that's a new ID for the channel as well. Another timber rattlesnake and another yellow phase. I've seen more yellow phase rattlesnakes now in my life than I have seen black phase. But yeah, he means no harm. Check him out. Yeah guys, no joke, this was probably the highlight of my week, seeing this guy. Another yellow-faced timber rattlesnake. You can see how close I am to him. He's not bothering me, I'm not bothering him. A lot of people misunderstand these animals. They're chill. He's not rattling, he's not bothering me. He hasn't moved. Check him out. But yeah, we're gonna let this guy go. New ID for the channel, and we're gonna head up to the fire tower. So, also, I think he's about 4 foot long. That's a fair estimate, I would say. He's chunky though, it looks like he just ate, so that's probably why he's a little lethargic. Whew, what a start to the day. That'll definitely make you walk a little slower while out on the trail. That was a big boy. Not as big as the one that I seen at Bruce Lake a couple years ago, but I'll take it. All right, well, just a very short walk up the trail. We have arrived at the fire tower. Check that out. And then off to my right, I believe, from what I understand, this was like an old ranger station back in the day, and now I think people use it for the Susquehannock Trail. They'll probably throw their tent up on the porch there and make a little fire. But yeah, nice little area to set up camp if you're thinking about through hiking. So let's check out the fire tower. Well, obviously we won't be able to climb the tower. It's no longer accessible. It's obviously seen some better days, and at the very top you can make out a 41 at the very tippy top. I don't know if that has anything to do with Cook Forest. Cook Forest has a fire tower that you can still climb. I believe that's like old number 9, one of my favorite spots. But yeah, can you imagine coming out here back in the day, back before the internet and cell phone service, and hanging out up there for a week, maybe a month, just looking around, looking over all the hillsides, making sure you don't see a puff of smoke. That's what people did. Cool piece of history. Hopefully they restore it or do something with it, because its days look like they're kind of numbered right now. Yeah, tell me this isn't a quaint little cottage in the woods. Wouldn't mind living here. Maybe without the rattlesnakes, but yeah, really awesome little spot. I wouldn't mind camping here if I ever do the Susquehannock Trail. See some CCC era benches possibly. So I'm gonna assume that the CCC built this. Yeah, check this out. Nice little stop along our journey today. Yeah, I think I could get used to this.
3 days later.
Oh crap. Well, one last look at the area. This was a really pleasant surprise that just was spur of the moment. I'm glad I came up here. So I'm gonna head back to the truck. We might see our rattlesnake friend once again, and then I think I'm gonna actually head into the state park and talk a little bit about the history there. There's not really too much to see. Most of what you're gonna see at Cherry Springs is gonna be tonight, and it's gonna be really difficult to try and film that. I mean, it takes me hours just to get 15 seconds worth of star shots. So we'll see how it goes, but hopefully you guys are enjoying this episode so far. Well, there's our buddy. He moved up the trail a little bit. I don't know if he's following me or what. Curling back up. He does not like human interaction, as you can see. Wow, that is so cool. All right, back in the truck. Figured I would talk to you while sitting in some air conditioning on this hot July day. But just got me thinking, you know, right down the road 5 minutes, there's a bunch of folks that walk around in the dark without flashlights looking up at the stars while there's a 4-foot long rattlesnake slithering around. Just makes you wonder sometimes. But I do have the state park map out in front of me here, and as you can see, there isn't much going on here. It's primarily for night sky viewing. It's an 82-acre state park. We're going to be here at site number 13. I think Teddy's at 12. There is a historic Cherry Springs Tavern as well as the historic CCC Pavilion. So I think we'll check out these two. There is a little trail, a little loop right here. So I think we're gonna check those out. And then it'll be waiting time. We'll be waiting for the stars to come out, and that'll be the video. So let's get to Cherry Springs State Park. State Park number 38 for the channel. Who would have guessed? Well, all right, folks, we have arrived here at Cherry Springs State Park, the 82-acre park established back in 1922. And as you can see, it looks like it's getting a bit of a facelift. From what I understand, I think this is going to be a big parking area that they're redoing. A little history about this area, though. This was an airfield back in the day. You can almost kind of make out where the airplanes would have landed. But that's kind of like your general observation area where people will flock to during the night. I'll take you up there tonight, obviously. So yeah, I think we're gonna do a short 1 mile interpretive trail, but we'll be camping down where all those pine trees are later. So I'm gonna walk across the street. This is Highway 44, or Route 44, also known as the Highway to the Stars. So yeah, we'll be going across the road. I'll show you a little bit of that. Also, this is kind of like the general campground across the road. That's like where all your serious astronomers go, all your giant telescopes and all that. That's where you'll find those people across the road. And maybe we'll get a peek at some of their setups. So yeah. Just a quick change of plans. I figured I would show you the old airfield before crossing the road. But yeah, you could kind of make out where the planes would have landed here. A very unique area here in Pennsylvania, a nice high elevation plateau in terms of things here in PA, which make this area so unique and so ideal for viewing the night sky. You can see how they're building up these dirt walls all around here so street lights don't blind your stargazers. You can come out here, the rangers will set up programs explaining you the constellations and showing you some stars and planets. Pretty cool area. We'll probably be checking this out tonight. But I figured I would show you in the daytime. So yeah, here is the observation field that you've probably seen so many pictures of online. That star is the sun. Also, I'm not going to try to make it seem like I know everything about stars in this video. I might know my birds and wildflowers and mammals of Pennsylvania, but when it comes to constellations, yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy here, so bear with me. Well, tucked behind the construction equipment and a couple porta potties, there is this pretty interesting signage here talking about where Cherry Springs got its name from. This old inn is pretty interesting. Built back in 1818, Edgecomb's Tavern was constructed here, and it was named the Cherry Springs Tavern due to a stand of black cherry trees in the area. So that's where the state park gets its name from. And even more interesting, it tells a little tale about how crazy this area used to be. Most guests were quiet. One group of Native Americans demanded whiskey, built a huge fire in front of the hotel, and staged a pageant that lasted into the night. So this old log cabin, you could imagine, would have been right along an old dirt road, horse and buggies coming up here, bandits and robbers, kind of like something out of Game of Thrones almost. Imagine just staying up here all by yourself in the middle of the woods in the 1800s. Yeah, trying to paint an interesting picture for all you folks out there. But this is definitely a pretty awesome piece of history. Hello? Do you guys have any whiskey? Yeah, so the signage explained that the owner's wife worked here basically by herself. Imagine working here in the 1800s and then a group of Native Americans showing up demanding whiskey, starting a huge fire probably right here, and who knows, dancing around and having a pageant. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, pretty awesome. All right, well, we have just ventured across 44 and we are on the side where the real astronomers stay. There is a nice list of rules here just to go to show you how strict they are over here. As you can see, stop, fee required, overnight stay only, astronomers with telescopes only, low level red lighting only, no vehicle entry exit after dusk. So yeah, you don't want to tick these people off, that's for sure. This is where all the diehards go. All the jabronis like me stay across the road with our little GoPros. So if you want to see some awesome telescopes and setups, this is where you want to go. All right, well, located just across the street from the old tavern, fast forward 100 years or so, and the CCC came out to Cherry Springs and built this monstrosity. This is one of the more fancy CCC pavilions that I've run into over all my years. And I'll take you on inside and show you around. Yeah, this is definitely one of the more unique CCC structures that I have seen in all my travels. And if you are maybe unfamiliar with the CCC, it's the Civilian Conservation Corps that Delano Roosevelt enacted back in 1933 that allowed young men between the ages of 18 and 25, I believe, to come out and make a couple bucks working for the state and the federal agencies, I guess. They came out, they built structures like this, roadways, dams, the whole 9 yards. A lot of trails that are in these state parks and even national parks can be attributed to those CCC boys. And this structure is just evidence of that. Pretty cool. And to think that that tavern that we saw earlier was built 1818, over 100 years later this was built. Pretty crazy to think. Well, like I said, I wanted to do one more thing before going and setting up camp. We're going to do the Cherry Springs Working Forest Interpretive Trail. It's about a mile long, and it passes on through Susquehannock State Forest, just a big loop. And then we will come back, head over across the road here, and set up camp for the night. So let's go. All right, well, the trail has cleared up a bit. We just followed along an old fence for maybe a 1/16 of a mile. The fence is to keep deer out so they don't overgraze and kill off all the vegetation, or it will look like this. This birch forest basically just took over. It's so dense back here, you could barely walk through it. But just behind me, another interpretive sign. Lots of good signage on this trail, even though it is a bit overgrown. But I figured I would talk to you folks a little bit more about Cherry Springs and what makes this area so special. So one of which is the geography. Like I said earlier, we're located up on a plateau here, up in northern Pennsylvania, hours away from any major sources of light pollution like cities. The nearest small town, Nova, is maybe an hour away, if that. But yeah, whenever you're up on a plateau away from light pollution, you get this result. Some of the best night skies you will see on the eastern side of the United States. So yeah, I feel very grateful to be a Pennsylvanian today and live only a few hours away from one of the best night skies that you will find east of the Mississippi. And each and every year, more and more light pollution enters the skies. And sadly, that means that you'll see less and less stars over the years. So yeah, we don't want to take these things for granted, that's for sure. But yeah, figured I would ramble on a little bit about the specialness of Cherry Springs State Park. All right, well, we have crossed the road and arrived on what I'm guessing is an old logging road. Another interpretive sign. we're gonna veer off to the left here. Before starting the trail, I was talking to another gentleman, another Cliff, believe it or not, and he was telling me he was here last night, and it was just chaos, basically, like Woodstock. He said there was police here turning people around because there were so many people here. So just goes to show you the crowds that a new moon will bring to Cherry Springs. Like, we are here at the ideal time of the year. I can't specify that enough. July, new moon, it doesn't really get any better than this. And all thanks to Teddy. So appreciate the invite. Can't wait to meet you. Alrighty, well, one last look at the interpretive trail. Looks like we are about to pop back out into the observation field. So yeah, that was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. I am going to head to camp now, set up, take a little lunch break, and probably meet up with Teddy. So I will see you when the sun starts to set and the real show begins. So yeah, Cherry Springs, State Park number 38. I will see you at camp in a few hours. All right, well, the sun is starting to go down. Got the tent and camp all set up. Decided to throw the Kelty up tonight. I was a little lazy, didn't want to throw the Coleman up. Got the canopy up, and special guest for the night. Well, I guess I'm the special guest. Like I said, Teddy invited me up here for awesome night here in July.
Hello guys, how y'all doing this evening? Looking to have a great night underneath the stars of the dark skies. So looking forward to it. So appreciate Bill coming up and joining us, and sending out the invitation to him, and just looking to have a nice time and trying to pick his brain about doing some other things and some other campsites. So it's always good. Appreciate you guys coming along. Yeah, thanks to Teddy for inviting me along. He's making dinner tonight for me too. Absolutely.
He also has a YouTube channel. You want to give the channel a little plug?
Yes, the Camping Milkman. Just started it last year. Got a couple of videos out right now, but I'm kind of focusing more on, you know, what to do at camp, certain types of gear, how to cook certain things, and also trails, and kind of give you a general idea of what some of the campsites have to offer. So if you get a chance, check it out, like it, subscribe, and appreciate y'all coming aboard. For sure, definitely check him out. He does a lot of cool stuff with like Coleman lanterns, and does a lot of talking about CCC. You know how much I like the CCC. Does a lot of rustic cabin. Rustic cabins, yes. Yeah. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Yes, thank you. And I want to see the shirt. Oh yeah. So everybody sometimes asks, you know, are you really a milkman? Yes, I am a milkman. The trade is still there. We've been delivering for over 85 years to home residents, and I've been there for over 8 years now. So that's awesome. Something different. I love it. I'm wearing that tomorrow to Kinzu for sure. So I appreciate you guys, and yeah, get out there and camp, guys. Yeah, have a good time. So check out his channel. You'll be seeing more of him throughout the night. We're gonna get some dinner going and hang out. We're having a good time. So, all right. Yeah, like a little bit of dirt ain't gonna hurt you. God's sakes, you know. I got hand sanitizer. She likes onions. What we have here, guys, we have utensils, and what it is, these were used back in World War II. The date on this one, I believe, is 1944. The other one is 1943. And instead of using paper all the time and trying to help the environment, this is perfect. You can put your steak, you can put your soup in here, you can put your other types of vegetables or meat or whatever in there. This way you're not having any type of waste. And I know a lot of times people burn their paper, but if you can keep things out of a landfill, by using something so simple, and again, it was made back in the 40s, so it was made with quality and made in America, obviously, and that's the best way to do it whenever you're out camping. So right on. Just just a small tip if you guys are getting into doing any type of camping.
Yeah, show that knife off too. I like that knife.
This was made in 1953, so this was probably used in the Korean War,
Nice.
my guess. So
That's cool.
it's got some history to it. Now, the other silverware, there's no dates on these, but they're all made in America. You know, the spoons are big if you need something to stir with or whatever, and the forks are good and plenty. But the knives are sharp, so they definitely do a nice job. So check this stuff out. You can get stuff like this off of eBay for like 20 bucks.
He's got it all. Check out the lanterns too. The old Coleman lanterns. You got the old Coleman cooler here. Check that guy out. Would you say that was from 1970s?
That's probably from the 70s, yes. Probably
Nice.
from the 70s.
Yeah, awesome. Check out his channel for sure.
Yeah, you can't beat that. I take them everywhere.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah. Warm up a little bit.
Man, look at this. Steak, fire, sunset, good company. Another new state park. Doesn't get any better than this. Alrighty folks, well as you can see, the sun is starting to head on over the hillsides here. We are less than an hour away from sunset, and as you probably know, the GoPros aren't the best in low light situations. So I think we're gonna wrap things up here. I'll put all the star trails and whatever I capture tonight at the end of the video. But yeah, if you can, go follow Teddy. He's doing some awesome work, checking out state parks, showing off his Coleman collection. So yeah, this is Cherry Springs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys learned something, and hopefully you guys make it up here one day. But yeah, signing out here from State Park number 38 for the channel. We'll be heading on to Kinzu Bridge next week. So if you're not subscribed already, please hit that button, hit that like, leave me a comment, and yeah, let's see some stars. What do you say?